You are watching Khutbah SG.
Zumratal Mu'minin Rahimakumullah. Let us remain steadfast in harboring taqwa towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, obey all His commands, and refrain from all that He has prohibited. May taqwa guide our intentions, speech, and actions towards nobility and excellence. Ameen Ya Rabbal Alameen. Dear blessed congregation, what does Ithar mean? Ithar is a noble quality of selflessness, placing the needs of others above one's own interests. It represents the highest form of generosity, giving even when one is in need. This quality is increasingly eroding in a world that often prioritizes self interest. Fortunately, Islam, the religion that we uphold, teaches the value of ithar, a value that is more exalted and becomes the hallmark of a true believer, as recorded in Surah Al-Hashir, verse 9, which means, as for those Ansar helpers who had settled in the city Medina and embraced the faith before them, the Muhajirun, emigrants, they love whomever immigrates to them, never having a desire in their hearts for whatever of the gains is given to them, to the Muhajirun. They give the Muhajirun preference over themselves, even though they may be in need. And whoever is saved from the selfishness of their own souls, it is they who are truly successful. Allah honored the Ansar who attained the peak of Ithar. Why is that so? It is because the Ansar consistently gave priority to the Muhajirun in many matters, even when they themselves were in hardship and in need. They not only offered shelter, but also shared their wealth, homes, food, land, and means of livelihood. This is a selfless quality born from a sincere faith and love for the sake of Allah, a virtue so noble that it is recorded in the Quran. The question now is, how can we also attain this level of excellence? Dear brothers, today's sermon would like to share 3 advices on inculcating and practicing ithar. Firstly, ithar begins with the cultivation of empathy. Ithar arises from the ability to feel the condition of others, understanding their hardships and needs as though they were our own. When the heart is filled with empathy, the quality of ithar will naturally emerge. The Prophet ﷺ beautifully reminded us of this principle when he said, "None of you truly believes until he loves for his brother what he loves for himself." Bukhari and Muslim. When we begin to consider the situations of others, we desire goodness, ease, and blessings for them just as we desire for ourselves. That is where ithar begins. Secondly, beginning ithar at home, then extending it to the community. The first and most important place to practice ithar is within our own homes. These are often the most challenging relationships, but they are also the most rewarding. True character is revealed in how we treat those closest to us. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, "The best of you are those who are best to their families, and I am the best of you to my family." Ibn Majah. Ithar within the family can be expressed through daily practices. For example, during this Shawwal period, we might offer our favorite dishes to young children who wish to try them for the first time. Likewise, it can be seen in being willing to help with household chores even when we are tired, or in taking the time to listen to the concerns of family members despite being busy. Ithar does not stop at home. Its practice should be extended until it becomes a norm in society. Just as we prioritize our family, we should also strive to ease the lives of our neighbors, colleagues, and members of the community. For example, when we find a parking space but notice an elderly person or a parent with a young child searching for one, Ithar would move us to give that space to those who need it more. Ithar means prioritizing their needs over our own comfort, even if it means we have to walk a little farther. This seemingly small sacrifice is great in the sight of Allah. Ithar also calls us to do what is right. For instance, parking only in designated areas, not causing inconvenience to others by blocking pathways or taking what is not rightfully ours. Choosing to walk a bit further to avoid causing difficulty to others is also a sign of care and self restraint. Thirdly, maintaining sincerity when practicing ithar. The ultimate challenge of ithar is not the act itself, but the sincerity of the intention behind it. This challenge can become even heavier when our ithar goes unnoticed or is not reciprocated as we might expect. It is at this point that shaitan whispers feelings of dissatisfaction. Dear brothers, reflect on the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala describing the attitude of the sincere in Surah Al-Insan verse 9, which means, they say, we feed you only for the sake of Allah. We wish not from you any reward or gratitude. This is the attitude we must cultivate, practicing ithar purely for the sake of Allah without expecting recognition from others. Whether within the family or in society, even if it is not appreciated, it should not weaken our resolve. Our intentions must remain sincere, seeking reward only from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Blessed congregation, let us train ourselves to give sincerely, to prioritize others for the sake of Allah, and to practice ithar in our daily lives, beginning with our own families. May we continue to find peace whether our efforts are recognized or not. May Allah make us amongst those who say, we feed you only for the sake of Allah. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward us for striving to emulate the quality of ithar. Amin ya Rabbal Alameen.
Thank you for watching Khutbah SG. To download a copy of today's Khutbah, click on the link in the description below.